Hey everyone, Ben Bryant with Inset Solutions. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to change a toilet. This is a project many people think they have to call a plumber for, and if you're unsure, it's always better, more cost efficient, to call in a professional. If you're not sure, if you don't know, if you're worried about it, or if you just want the peace of mind, call a professional. But if you're handy around the house and you're interested in giving it a DIY try, I'll kind of show you a little bit of how it works, how it happens, and you can make that decision for yourself. First off, I'm going to be turning off the water. That's the first thing you want to do. I already checked. I know where the main water shutoff for the house is, because you always want to have that just in case anything goes wrong. I'm going to turn off the water shutoff here for this specific toilet. The water shutoff is turned all the way to the side. And so now I'm going to go ahead and flush and get as much water as I can down the pipes as possible. Okay, so I just flushed the toilet, but there's still more water in the back here, and there's still water here in the main part of the toilet. So I've got a bucket here. Any plumbing project you have, I'd always recommend to have a bucket. You never know when or where you might need it. So you've got a bucket. It's actually like it's an automotive tool. It's not a plumbing tool. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what it does for the automotive industry. I think it's something to siphon oils or different gases back and forth. It's a siphon gun. That's the name of it, or at least the non-technical name. I'm pretty sure when I bought it, it was called a siphon gun. But these things are amazing for transferring any liquid from one source to another. It's small, and I can carry it around easily with me. Another option would be using a shop vac if you're not going to be using it inside your house for clean things. Or you could use a sponge, or even I've seen people use paper towels. Because you want this as dry as possible, because once we get this up off the floor, any water left is going to go wherever we move it. So as much water out now as possible, be better later. So this thing, I'm just going to stick the end of it in and start sucking water out. Okay, the water's all taken out, so now I'm going to go ahead and reduce weight as much as I can, which is going to start with removing the back part of this tank first. Got the top off. Now we're going to take the main toilet tank, separate it from the floor. So these little caps here on the side, yeah, they're screw off, or they pop off just like that. Now these ones are pretty rusty, so it's probably going to take me a couple minutes to get these twisted off. So I'll be right back. Okay, so bad news. These are so rusted in there, as you can see from that. They're not supposed to be that dark. They're so rusted in there, I'm gonna have to take my Sawzall and just cut the bolts right off. We don't have to be careful because we're not keeping this. This is going right in the trash. We're not keeping any of these or reusing any of this. We're gonna be starting fresh with everything new. So, I'm gonna get my Sawzall, gonna get my safety sunglasses on, and I misplaced my safety glasses, so I use these for working outside, but you know what? It works inside as well. Protects my eyes, and that's what's important. So let's get this going. First one off. There's the second one. So in theory, this should be disconnected and ready to pop up. So there is some caulk connecting this to the floor, but we're just gonna rock the toilet a bit to pop that off, and it should lift. Okay. So this is separated. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some cardboard. I'm gonna grab a trash bag because this can be messy, especially if you didn't get the water on the inside cleared out. So I'm gonna grab that and be right back. So I got a trash bag, got my cardboard. I'm just gonna try to cover this over, and then as I'm lifting, kind of tuck it underneath and carry it out. And so what you have left over is a mess. So I'm gonna work on getting this cleaned up, prepare it for the toilet coming in. This is where it's really handy to have just a cheap, these are 50, 60 cents at the store, just a cheap plastic scraper. Throw them away when we're done. Don't worry about cleaning this. Especially this wax stuff here, it can be a mess. It's not worth trying to clean up tools afterwards. So just pick up 1, 2 of these for $1, call it done. Now that we have this area all cleaned up, it's time to add the wax ring. Gonna lightly press that down, just so it stays in place. Got our new bolts. We just sawed the other ones off. So these have a plastic washer and they have a base. The plastic washer just kind of keeps it in position. Okay, now that these are lined up, we're ready to get the new commode in here. You might need a second hand for this part, depending on the type of toilet you have. Okay, so we got this new guy in. Gonna kind of center it over the bolts on either side and just lower it into place. I need to get a better grip on here. Get these straightened again. I got it set in, and it feels like it landed right in the middle of the wax ring. So I've got a level now. You want to make sure these things are level so they flush properly. So I'm gonna push it down, light pressure. It's going down good that way. So we're almost good side to side, but front to back, it needs to tilt back just a little bit more. So I'm gonna grab a couple plumbing shims and get this tilted back a little bit. And to be honest, I actually like using pennies. You don't have to worry about these wearing out. They're a nice thickness and they support the toilet really well. So it's leveled off. We're going to go ahead and tighten it down. It's nice not having to worry about where my hands or arms go or my face. It's all clean, which is amazing. Dropping our washers and then our little cap bolts, or I guess cap nuts would be what they are. I'm actually glad I checked because these bolt covers for this toilet, they actually gotta go on first, So the little washer for the cover and the other bolt washer, words are not working for me today. And just finger tight right now. Still trying to make sure the toilet's straight on and where it needs to be. It really does look good, so I'm going to start tightening these down. So you want to get this down pretty tight, but it is porcelain, so you don't want to do it too much and cause it to crack. So this is in there pretty good. The slightest wobble, so I'm going to give it just a couple more turns. Again, I shouldn't be using force on this, so that's perfect. Now I'm going to go get the other half in here. So we got the new one in here. It's time to work on putting it all together. These two little spacers go on the back. Make sure there's not too much porcelain rubbing against each other. This rubber piece goes on the bottom here. Just like that. Gonna get these guys. And these go inside to seal the holes. Just inside there, those gold tops. And on the bottom side, the plastic wing nuts go back on, and that's going to keep those washers on the inside tight to make sure these are sealed. Now that those are tight, now it can go on. There we go, that's in there, tightened and leveled. Gonna reattach the water supply line. Okay, so now everything's connected, and I mean, besides a couple finishing touches, we should be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the water back on. Make sure this is flushing properly, because if not, or it's leaking from the bottom, it's better to know that now. Take it apart when there's less to take apart than later. Let's see how it works. Let's give it the first flush and see what happens. It looks good. No water's coming out from underneath, so let's get this guy wrapped up. Okay, this toilet is done. Got a little bit of cleanup, but besides that, that's a flush.